Good evening. Welcome to the June 11th Commission on Disabilities meeting. I'm going to do a roll call of the members. Myself, Ralph DeChico, is present. Pauline Perno
I am present and walking.
is present. Thank you. Uh, Mario Gramanis,
Present.
Ellie Vargas,
Present.
Easton Barone, present. Yeah, you just muted. If you just unmute yourself.
Present.
And Anne Marie Fiore was not sure if she was going to attend. She's a little bit under the weather, so if she comes in later, I will let everyone know. So I did a little out of the order, so I just did a roll call of the members, and I'm just going to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Several times at home, you did not pick up.
Mute everyone temporarily.
And I called you again. I can tell you how.
And I'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Since we already did the roll call of members, I'm just going to move to item number 1, which was a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the May 14th, 2024 meeting. I sent them all out to everyone. If everyone had a chance to take a look at it. If there's any questions or if there's any questions at this time on that, if anyone's seen any errors. If not, if someone would like to make a motion to approve that was at that meeting and also second it.
I will motion to approve.
Seconded.
Okay. Motion to approve made by Pauline. And okay. Item number 2 is updates and next steps from the May 14th meeting. Pauline, if you're able to, do you want to make any, we have the calendar updates for future monthly guests?
Sure. I don't, as of right now, I have no updates. I am reaching out to a couple of the places that have the integrated sports, and I have not heard back from any of them yet, but I do know that one place has just opened up their calendar, so I'm hoping that they'll get back to me. I know that we don't have a meeting in July, but I'm hoping for either August or September. I think September would be really timely, getting the kids back into school and maybe helping with some issues with helping kids maybe stress unwind at the end of their day, as well as get some activity and sports that are available to them. So I'm really hopeful that I have 3 feelers out. I have not heard back from any, but I'm certainly working at it.
Perfect. And Anne Marie was in as attendee, and I just saw that, and I just let her in. Sorry about that, Anne Marie.
That's okay, Ralph.
I wasn't sure if you were making. I just noticed it. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
Hopefully, you're feeling better. I'm going to let you, because I wasn't sure if you're here, and I had the email open, but since we're talking about the potential guest speakers, I'm going to let you talk about the potential guest speaker that you have, and if you and Pauline can try and get together and figure it out to see to have them come possibly for the August meeting, but I'll let you talk on that now.
Absolutely, sounds good. So yes, her name's Marion. She's the coordinator from the Community Family in Everett. It's basically a day program for people with all levels of disability. It's one of the first for people with the diagnoses of Alzheimer's as well. So it's a day program. My aunt actually attended it for many, many years, and I know some of them aren't really the best, but this provides, a day where the people can go out and spend the day. There's really a sense of community, a sense of socialization, and they provide all different levels of care depending on the level of disability. So the coordinator, Marion, will be willing to come on as a guest speaker, and she's available for August if that slot is open. So I'd be happy to coordinate with you, Pauline, and get you her information. And she's happy to come on and tell a little bit about the program, what they offer. And I really can't speak highly enough about it. My family was involved in it for many years, and they became like a second family almost. So if if that's something that we'd be interested in, she would love to join us.
Absolutely. That sounds like an outstanding guest speaker. I think that August would be good to go. I will not, entertain anybody else for August. So let's keep her on the docket for August's meeting. That will be great. And Anne Marie, if it's okay with you, I will be emailing you. And we can maybe get together once I know that you have kids in school. My summer's already begun. Haha. But maybe we can get together and maybe hash out a couple more of those things as well. But that sounds awesome. So why don't we keep her on the docket for our August meeting from 6 to 7 or 6 to however long she would like to spend with us. That's excellent.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Item number 2 for updates and next steps is grant updates regarding Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, basically the Better Beach program. I am trying to solidify a meeting with the Parks and Recs department. The date is going to be Saturday, August 17th at Revere Beach. We're going to be having an All Abilities Day out at the beach from 10 to 2. So I'm trying to solidify a meeting with Revere Parks and Recs so that they could help me create a registration form and link for online because it's going to be people are going to have to register for this event. It's going to be a free event for the day out there. We're going to have music. We're going to have the Universal Access Program from DCR is going to be bringing down more of the beach mats on the sand and the beach wheelchairs. I'm looking to try and also find a program that will come down that if they're available to do some activities. If not, I will try and do something else. I'm also going to have a DJ that day for that, and looking to see if there's any other organizations that want to come down and be a part of that event. So I'll be working with the Parks and Recs department to get registration information done, to be online registration, then also be working on getting a flyer done and created to be posted through social media and also in the local papers and Revere TV. But as I mentioned, this is all abilities because we want to try and get people, especially people with disabilities, to be able to come and enjoy Revere Beach since it's in our own backyard. And be able to have the equipment for the ones that need it to be able to get right into the water or at least onto the sand with the accessible wheelchairs. So that is what we're going to be doing. So more information to follow. So I am working on that. Also in the process of trying to finish 4 MOD grants that have to be submitted by this Friday to get some accessibility work done in various offices throughout City Hall that were designated in a transition plan that I had done a few years back to see if I can get some grant money through them that will help pay for that. There's also signage that is supposedly getting priced out so that we can have more signage within City Hall inside and out for people to know where there's handicap accessible locations, offices, and other wayfinding signage throughout City Hall for right now. But hopefully there's going to be some at the library, at the outside of the library. They're doing some work right now, the DPW, on the walkways so that it's more feasible for people to protrude. As we all know, the public library does not have access to the top floor. One of these sticking points, it is a historical building, so there's a couple of loopholes, and that's the reason for it. But what they do is they have a handicap accessible entrance for downstairs. We try to stress that if anyone reserves a book or needs anything, they can go down in that entrance, and anyone that's down there will be more than willing to get them what they need upstairs. And they also do have a computer room downstairs, so they do have that there for people to use. So there's things that are happening. The library is well run. The director of the library does a lot, along with the other employees that are there. So of course it's a historical building, so there's a lot of things that cannot be done, but we're trying to find different ways to make it more accessible. So hopefully that will be
Would
good.
one of those lifts work, Ralph, in a historical building? I know I've seen them in
That's
other libraries, just the small lifts, the individual ones. I've seen them in several of the banks in the West Suburban area also. Is
the
that something
problem.
that
That's the problem, because it's a historical building.
historical?
Yeah, because not only that has to be done, the doorways are not
Right,
ADA, so that's
right,
the whole thing. So that's the issue, because I have, when we did the transition plan that I had for all the municipal buildings, they did detail all that, and they said, there's a lot of limitations, um, because of it being historical, and it's on the
right.
state registry, but I know the city has been looking into it. So it's not a forgotten area in need. So I just wanted to get that out there.
Good, excellent.
Item number 3 is the CODA, which is the Commission on Disabilities Alliance monthly Zoom meeting on Wednesday, June 5th. That happens. And one of the items on here, I'm going to have Anne Marie talk a little bit about it too, because she had sent me some email an email about some information that coincides with what we spoke to at our CODA meeting. The Disability Policy Consortium, DPC, who helps run the monthly CODA meeting, spoke about the housing bond bill. Is presently being discussed in the Massachusetts House legislation. This bill includes housing funds for people with disabilities. And if the funding does go through, it would help funding for at least the next 5 years. So Anne Marie, if you want to talk about briefly, if you want, about what you had sent me, and I know Ellie probably has more information on this also. So I'll hand it over to you, Anne Marie, first, and then I can see if Ellie wants to add anything to it.
Sure. So from the little that I've learned, I think one of the big proponents of the bill is that they're trying to pass a component where they're allowing ADUs to be, so accessible dwelling units, to be added to a single family dwelling as a matter of right. I think there'll still be, every town, city will have maybe zoning or different things that they'll have to comply by, but the ARC of Massachusetts is trying to put out take action now, and is asking everyone to go to their representatives to see if they can try to push for this amendment to be added to the bill, where if the home is either owned by someone who's handicapped or a family member who's handicapped, they're trying to push where they'll be allowed to add a 2-bedroom unit. I don't know exactly. I think it's 900 square feet is going to be the limit for the dwelling unit, but I think what they're trying to do here is have it be so they can add a 2-bedroom, which I think would be a tremendous help, obviously, to keep people with disabilities to be able to stay in their homes, and when they come out of facilities to be able to come in their homes, and modify the space to be accessible for handicapped people. I obviously think the challenge is going to be, well, how are we just going to build a 900 square foot unit on our home? But there are programs through Massachusetts, the HMLP, which I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with, the home modification loan program. They are maybe incorporating something where they're going to help with the accessible dwelling units to be built, and I think it's like a no interest loan.
It's either no interest or low interest, and there's a link right on our Commission on Disabilities webpage for the HMLP.
Yeah, and I think that they're going to try and include with this for the accessible dwelling unit. So if the bill passes, I think that may be a huge thing. There'll obviously be a lot of red tape and a lot of figuring out, but maybe that's something we can try to give information on to residents if the bill does pass, what the steps you can take from there are, so that people can take advantage of it.
Perfect. Thank you. Ellie, do you have anything you want to add to it?
Not really. Emery added most of it, but yeah, I'm just getting back into what's new with the new bills because a lot of them go in circulation. A lot of them don't stick, so I'm glad that that one sticks. So hopefully it helps people, be in the home, not being not in their homes because I see uh,
With the
buildings
bills,
everywhere. Yeah, I
the
just
thing
see
with,
buildings everywhere,
yeah,
but I don't see anything accessible. You know what I mean? Especially in Shirley Ave nowadays with the new buildings that they're putting up nowadays. I don't know. It's just scary. So hopefully these bills pass through.
yeah, and the thing with the bill, it has to either be billed, it has to be, the action has to be taken before, is it August 31st, I believe? Is it
Okay,
August 31st, Ellie?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think August 31st, or else they die in committee until it gets, then it has to get, the process has to start again for the next legislature session.
Well, I like they have that. I mean, my concern, I want to piggyback off what you were saying earlier. I didn't get a chance. I'm tired of hearing about historic, and because all that says to me is that's just an excuse to make things not accessible. I mean, because everything in this country pretty much in some level has historic value to it. I mean, what are you going to do? Stop? I mean, we can't not make things accessible. It's the same with homes. So it's those two pieces fit. We don't have enough housing for people, and we don't have places that people can go. I mean, the city has to set the example. So I hope they fix that too, because that just still seems limiting. Both of those. If you can't find housing and I can't go to a public building, then where am I going to go? You know what I mean? It's even with my new chair, it is difficult. I'm sure Ellie knows is every time you go somewhere, you never know what you're going to encounter these days.
Right.
You think you'll fit, and most of the time, doesn't work.
Right. Okay. Anyone else? All right. The next item, COD commission members from various cities and towns were discussing the hybrid and remote meetings. There was some discussions on some cities and towns trying to work on expanding their hybrid and remote options. And everyone knows where I stand on that. That's why we are doing remote meetings because for the accessibility for people. It makes it really accessible for not only people with disabilities, but families that have young children or elderly family members that they need to take care of, or if you're out of town and you work late and you want to attend meetings, it makes it more accessible for everyone. So there was a long discussion on that during the meeting, and I could say everybody that was at that monthly meeting is very much in favor of it, and the main thing that they all say and agree, and I agree with, is a lot of municipalities say it's financial. It's a barrier because of financial reasons, but that's not a barrier. Money should never be a barrier. If anybody wants to see a barrier, talk to a person who has mobility issues or any type of other disability. That's what a true barrier is. Money should never be a barrier. So I just don't go for that. So, but hopefully someday it'll come to fruition that it'll be the norm. We saw that because of COVID, it can be done. The another item that they talked about was the COD commission members from various cities and towns mentioned that they are working on trying to complete the state MOD grant application. And as I mentioned earlier, I am too for the city of Revere. It's a bit of a process, but what I am doing in Revere, which is great, instead of putting all the projects that I want in one grant, I'm splitting them up into several grants, which, sometimes when they see a big amount for grants, they don't necessarily take it. But if there's smaller grants, maybe they don't fund for every single one of them, but I have a better chance, hopefully, of getting some of the money, and that will help us out if we can get anything. But I did get the MOD grant back in 2019. I got a grant for $250,000, and that's what paid for our transition plan that showed us what all the needs were in our municipal buildings for ADA barriers. So we'll be trying it again. So keep your fingers crossed that I get all these done in time. There was an issue with I was having a problem with the system yesterday, and I had started them all, and then everything timed out on me, so I had to start from scratch. So I'll be working on it. I was working on it last night, and I will be working on it tonight. I have all the information I need now. It's just a matter of plugging everything in. And that was it for CODA. Item number 4 is something that I put in the thing that in the agenda, and I was trying to find the flyer because I was going to put it up on the screen, but unfortunately I can't locate the flyer. But the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind and the Perkins School for the Blind will be organizing and having a White Cane Awareness Day celebration. This is to celebrate the independence of the white cane and help raise awareness of the white cane law in Massachusetts, which requires drivers to identify and yield to pedestrians using a white cane or dog and that this is their wording, and I should have changed our dog guide at street crossings. It should be guide dog at street crossings. So I used their wording, so they didn't have somebody that changed it or did their checking on their spelling or grammatical corrections. It's a little bit of ways, but I wanted to put it on everybody's radar. And if I do find the flyer, I'm also going to be posting it everywhere. It's going to be Friday, October 18th, 2024. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's going to be at the Massachusetts State House, the Great Hall, 24 Beacon Street, Boston, Mass. And there is registration is going to be required because there's space limited. And if you look on the agenda, there's 2 ways that you can link on it. The shortest way is 2024 White Cane Awareness Day registration -form stack, or then they have the long website. So I did it both ways for everyone, but it is on the agenda for this month. That's posted both on the city calendar, and it will be posted on the Commission on Disabilities webpage under the agenda for tonight. So I don't know if anybody had any questions or comments on that, or if not, forever hold your peace, and then I will move on to item number 5. Item number 5 is CPAC. There is no updates. I reached out and received a message from Julie Brown, the president of CPAC. They have stopped their meetings now for the summertime since school is not in session, and the next meeting will begin again in the fall when school resumes. So they didn't have any updates to report since there was no meeting scheduled for June. Item number 6 is if any commission member has any light items or information that they'd like to share, I will open it up to the commission members. Okay. Seeing none, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 7. Number 7 was residents' concerns or issues. I don't have any that were brought to my attention. I'm not sure if any other commission members, if anyone has reached out to them, but if there is, I'm more than welcome to discuss that with me. So I'll open it up again to the commission members.
Only thing I want to say is, when I was in Puerto Rico, I heard this thing was fun or funny is people that tried to use a disabled placard and didn't have the person that was licensed to the same placard inside the vehicle, they got an additional $500 bill for not having the correct plaque or having the plaque and not having the rider. So I was thinking maybe we should try to think of that route. You know what I mean? Like if you don't
They're
have the
supposed to be
person,
doing that, and that is the law here. If you
okay, good, because they enforce it over there a lot. So I
Yeah,
was like,
because
wow.
what it is, not only what it is in Massachusetts, if you're caught using a placard without the person in your vehicle, it is a $500 fine, and the placard gets confiscated, and they do not get the placard back.
Okay.
Placard it is, they do not get it back. That's what the law is here in Massachusetts. Whether it's enforced or not, I can't answer that, but that's what the law is. And it clearly states when anybody receives a placard, it does tell them that if anyone is caught using that placard without them being in the vehicle, It is penalties can be up to $500, and the placard can be confiscated. And the owner of the placard it could not be reissued.
Awesome.
All right. Anyone else have anything they'd like to discuss? And since Pauline is mobile, I will read the next steps. Let's go over the next steps. Next steps we have is Pauline and Anne Marie are going to work on getting the guest speaker for the August meeting. Since we do not have a July meeting, we every year we do not schedule a July meeting. We take July off for our monthly meetings. So I'll write that down as next steps. I don't think we have any other next steps except for I will be working on finalizing registration and promotional, I'll call it promotional items for the All Abilities Day at Revere Beach for Saturday, August 17th. Does that sound like I covered everything? My age is catching up to me, so I'm forgetting a few things. Okay, so item number 9 is our reminder. The Commission on Disabilities office number is 781-286-8267. Residents can also call out 311 directly and speak to their staff Monday through Friday. They will answer most questions, but if they aren't able to, or if you want to speak to our department directly or schedule an appointment, please ask to be transferred to the disability office. If we are unavailable, please leave a detailed message and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, please tell us if you want something discussed or added to our monthly meeting agenda. You can let us know if you would like to speak on any issue or concern. The Commission is here to help and assist all of the disabled residents and families of Revere. Before I ask for a motion to adjourn, our next meeting via Zoom will be Tuesday, August 13th, 2024 at 6 p.m. As I mentioned, there is no July meeting. So I wish everyone to have a happy and safe 4th of July. If I could ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Jason, and someone to second.
Seconded.
And Mario. Once again, I want to thank all my commission members for joining us for our meeting. It was a great meeting. Thank you for Marie for reaching out to the agency. And if anyone else knows of anyone else that would like to join, please shoot an email and say, and also put Pauline on it, because Pauline is going to be the one that's going to be helping schedule all that and keeping that all in line for us.
Sounds good.
All right, but thank you again. This concludes our meeting for June 11th. Have a great night.
Bye.
Here, everyone. Good night.